The diagnosis area of the charge screen has been updated with a new diagnostic control that allows you to configure up to 5 ICD-10 and 5 ICD-9 codes when entering and editing charge information.
When entering charges, as in previous versions, any codes that were attached to the patient's record in the patient screen will default into the corresponding fields in the charge screen. Likewise, you have the ability to click the L button to retrieve any diagnosis codes that were entered for the last charge previously entered for the patient. Also, any pending charges that were sent from the clinical application for processing will contain any diagnosis codes that were entered there. If diagnosis codes are defaulting into the charge screen, you can change their position by highlighting a code and using the arrow buttons, or you can remove them by highlighting it and then clicking the Remove button. Likewise, if you need to add additional codes for the charge, you can add a diagnosis by typing a few letters of the diagnosis into the search field and then click the Lookup button or press F3 or F4, just as you did in the patient screen. You will then access the Diagnosis Search dialog, where you can perform an ICD-10 search, an ICD-9 search, or use the crosswalk functionality. You add, select, and remove diagnosis codes in the exact same manner as they were added, selected, and removed in the patient screen. Highlight the applicable code and then click the Add to Selected Codes button. As before, the system will display how many of each type of code is remaining. To remove a code, simply highlight it and then click the Remove from Selected Codes button. When finished, click the OK button and the applicable codes will appear in the charge screen proper. Again, you can modify their position by highlighting a code and using the arrow keys, or remove a code by highlighting it and then clicking the Remove button.